And we're live.
Yay.
Hello.
Let's
Welcome
go.
to January's book of the month. Sadly, Matthew is not able to be here as he is recovering. So we wish him the best. January's book of the month. Oh my God.
Sadly, it's echoing.
Oh, there was feedback there. Yikes. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, Matthew will be joining us for February's live show. But if you want to know Matthew's thoughts about the book, I'm sure you might lurk in the comments, or you can check out his Instagram review over on his Instagram page. But yeah, so we're gonna talk a bit of non-spoileries, and then do like one or two announcements, and then we're gonna get into spoilers for the rest of the stream. So pretty straightforward. Would love to see what you guys thought as well, because this book was insane, to put it lightly. So do you guys want to go around and just tell like basic thoughts and your star ratings?
I gave it a 1 star.
Oh, okay.
I think part of it because like it was the mood I was in. Like I was like reading a lot of fluffy stuff, and I had this, and I was expecting like a very like Orpheus retelling, and I don't think the vibes were there, but it's not the vibes and what I expected going into it. I think I had like a lot of expectations that weren't met within this book. While reading it, I think the writing style was good. The pacing for me is just like, this is, I don't know about this. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Ace.
Oh. Okay, so for me, I gave this, I think 5 or like a 4.5 out of 5. I really liked it because this is completely my style of books. Like, I like reading more books like this and watching movies in this type of genre. Like, I think I commented that it was giving, I don't even know the title of the movie, but there was like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, you have to give me more than that, Ace.
It was like the Antichrist baby. Like this girl was.
Oh my God! Oh, Legion.
Yeah,
Legion.
that's the vibe I was getting after reading like a few chapters, and then going into it more. I was like, wow, this could really be a good movie. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this book too. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars, and we can get more into criticisms, I'm sure T has a lot of criticisms, is I love the world. I really love the plot. I just wasn't super attached to all the characters. So that's why like it felt more I was just reading about these people, and like I didn't really care about them as much as I wanted to. But like overall, I thought the world building was fantastic, and the visuals were insane. Like, I mean, like it was so weird because reading this book didn't feel like reading a book. It felt like I was like hallucinating and having a fever dream, because the visuals were just so well like described that like, oh my God, I was there, and it was not a fun place to be. It was a fun place to be, but it also wasn't a fun place to be for many reasons.
As the video is titled, we go to Purgatory.
I mean, yeah, we were in Purgatory. It was really interesting because I think this is because I feel like a lot of writers when oh my God, it's a cat. Okay. Thank you for interrupting me, T, because we have to stop everything to say hi to the cat.
What's the name?
Yeah, what's their
name?
I
don't know the name.
You don't know their name?
I'm at my friend's house right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, that's mandatory information. You need to find that out. Oh, she's finding out right now.
Hello, Kitty.
Mr. Pickles. That's the cat's
Mr. Pickle. Standing ovation for Mr. Pickles. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So wait, what was I saying?
I completely forgot to, because the cat just popped up and I was like, there's a cat.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We have to,
you know
we have to pause everything.
Yeah, no, seriously. No, don't be sorry. The cat jumped on you. Blame the cat. Mr. Pickles. Oh, I think I'm saying something about the visuals. Oh, yeah. So when I've read like other books and we go to hell, it never satisfies me, because I always feel like the writers like do a little bit of a cop out, because they're like, oh, the real hell is in your imagination, or blah, blah, you know, that kind of stuff. Where I'm just like, I'm kind of over it. Give me like demons and twisted, terrible shit. And this book delivered on that. Like, when, you know, you're going into purgatory and we're exploring kind of the world and the rules, it's brutal, it's dark, just random bad things happen for no reason all the time. Everybody is miserable. It was wonderful. So what did you guys think of the world?
I personally enjoyed it because I thought exactly that's how purgatory would be. I mean, except for the demon and like angel and gods aspect part, that completely caught me off guard. But I liked how it's just it's like a mirrored world, but not really, where there's just like lost souls walking around, and then people trying to like build a system in the purgatory. I thought that was really interesting. That one I did not expect at all either. But yeah, it is really, you know, cold and dark down there, which I like. Yeah, I like I like how cruel this book is. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm fully on board with you. T, what'd you think?
I know she's not.
No. I agree with you. Like, the world is pretty interesting. Like, we get to stay in hell, and I like the description, but I feel like we stayed on the description for so long that at some points we get lost in, like, the objective and the plot and characters. Like, I feel like the world building is up top, and then we get lost with characters and plot. Like, I was reading some reviews, and they felt like the characters were three-dimensional, but I felt like some of them just had one objective and one objective only, which is like get out of purgatory.
Yeah, I I don't think the characters were super three-dimensional. Which, you know, that wasn't necessarily the purpose of the book. That's fine. You know, because like I've read books where, you know, the lack of a three-dimensional character is what tanked the book. In this case, it didn't really tank the book for me, because I didn't feel like that's what the book's strong suit was. So like I was more focused on its strengths, and the strengths were really strong for me. But yeah, of all the characters that we met, what characters were your guys' favorite?
I liked the coach a little bit. I was intrigued. I was intrigued by it.
I really like Mary and the Red Ladies. Like, I don't know if like they're considered like worshippers or servants or whatever they identify as, but they usually go with the Red Lady, and how their main goal in being in the purgatory is like saving babies because they don't deserve to like obviously be there. I thought that was really interesting, and it kind of reminded me of like Artemis and her her archers, like how they like give up everything just to I forgot their main goal, but I know they give up everything for Artemis.
They give up their life and like a chance to like have like a like they're kind of like undead per se. Like they have a focus of like dedication.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. I really liked Yevabog too. The spider goddess lady. She was so creepy and cool, and I loved that like she was able to like do visions and stuff. And yes, please show the spider lady.
Y'all had images. You did tell me that.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Okay, hold on. T, we quick break while we show T all of the illustrations.
Look, so okay, I'm not gonna lie. When everyone was talking about
Davian,
is it Lamia or Lamia?
Lamia?
Like I was like, why is everyone so down bad for her? And then I see
literally.
this, and I'm like, okay, that's understandable. I understand.
Yeah, this is Davy and Billy, the demons from the beginning.
Right. Oh my god.
The Red Lady, and then
oh,
Velas.
I really liked Velas too. He was.
I get why the paperback is like $20 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see more of Hell.
Yeah, she was cool looking.
Like she was so cool when
oh my god
at that part with the like.
This is like show and tell. Thank you.
Yeah, this is show and tell, and then this was Lord Kashal, the like demon.
Oh. Do we get to see Gabriel? Who was the guy again?
No, but you get to see Lord Beelzebub.
Senoi or Senoi. I don't know how to say Senoi.
Wow.
Yeah, that fucker was annoying. Sorry.
He was.
Excuse my language, but like I did like all the little betrayals, and I think the most interesting thing about this book, and I mean, we're gonna get, I think, more into spoileries now because we can't.
We already started talking about spoilers.
Well, we didn't get into
Not
specifics,
too much,
but
yeah.
now we're gonna get into specifics. So if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. It was very demonic and fun. However, like, this still isn't my favorite Brom book. My favorite Brom book is actually Slewfoot. So if you read it,
I need to pick that up now. I need to.
If you read Lost Gods and you kind of like the vibes, I would 100% recommend Slewfoot, because for me, it made up for the one thing that this book lacked, is Slewfoot had fantastic characters combined with all of the other dark stuff. So yeah, those are my recommendations. Yeah, do you guys have any final non-spoilery thoughts for everybody?
I will say, if you like the vibes in this book, I mean, or like the general retelling of Orpheus, I think you will enjoy it. World building, like if you're a world building reader, go for it. I, however, am a very like character person. So
yeah, if you're a very like you're a visual reader, like you like visuals and descriptive writing, then this is like the book for you, especially if you're a sick person like me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One little announcement before we go. I know we ran a poll on all of our socials and everything, and so the community picked the May book, and the May book is going to be My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. So very excited for this. It'll be super fun, and I think in the future we might do some more like having our community help pick our reads, because that was pretty fun. It was really interesting seeing like how many votes were coming in. Yeah, and it was really close too. So honestly, Skyward and the Diviners were like neck, and then Skyward almost caught up to My Heart is a Chainsaw. So we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year goes. But thanks for helping us out and choosing our May book. So yeah, now we're gonna get to spoilers. So if you haven't read it, and then come back. And yeah, so let's go. T, let's start with you. Let's go full spoilery rant. Let's hear it.
In Tiana fashion, nonetheless. So I was literally sitting this morning, like figuring like how can I describe my dislikes of this book. And I feel like some books are meant to guide you on the journey. I felt like I was being dragged through this journey. I was just like, oh my God. Like, it took me forever to get into the book. I carpooled with Mina one morning. She was like, what are you listening to? And I was like, if I don't listen to it with you in the car, I'm not going to finish this book. I feel like I'm being dragged through it. I didn't like Chet. Like, Chet just felt like yeah, he's trying to refigure out his life, and like his was it his wife? I didn't think that they were married. That was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They were married?
Well, I think he like kind of proposed to her.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, at the beginning, right?
Yeah, like right when they were leaving.
Wife. So I was like, okay, they married. But then I was like thinking back, I was like, no, they definitely weren't legally binding in matrimony whatsoever. And
no, it was kind of like they ran away together.
Right. Yeah. And then I felt like, again, the guiding aspect, sometimes like there's Easter eggs to like help us figure out like the big plot points that turn. And I didn't feel those there. Like it was very much like, let's go throughout this purgatory together and see what happens along the way. I think Bronze gets too convoluted in the world descriptions to help leave those Easter eggs there to unravel what it's supposed to be. And maybe I was expecting a mystery, I guess. But then there's like last minute information, sort of like, oh yeah, that's your grandma, she's gonna take your child, and like all this information. And then he meets his dad. He's like, no, what was that angel's name again? Senoi is cheating you. Then we have this like Carlos character. I felt so combobulated with characters and information when we weren't guiding those characters and information to get us to plot points and like linear plot progression. It just felt like, let's try and do this between the world building and purgatory.
Fair enough. I feel like I read a lot of fantasy, so I'm used to having like a billion characters to keep track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, Carlos. I fucking hated Carlos. He was the worst.
I don't even like. I remember hearing his name. That's all I remember of Carlos.
He was like the main green coat guy who was like hunting down Chet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was the one who was like basically doing the backstabby stuff with the demons because he wanted to be on top. Also, I thought it was really interesting. Like, I loved how Purgatory was like super twisted and awful, but it was Purgatory and there was hell. And like, I'm glad that we never saw hell because like them just like giving us brief little descriptions and stuff was like super fascinating. And like the demons and like honestly, like this is a weird thing to say, but like I think the political parts of this book were my favorite because it was like the machinations between the gods and like trying to have as many worshippers to like so that they can be more powerful again. The green coats trying to overthrow the current gods, and then the fucking demon lords like from hell like meddling to try to take over Purgatory. Like all that stuff I thought was so fun.
I feel like, so you know how like you talked about like the demons and whatnot and how they're trying to take over pretty much Purgatory, and then there's talks of like the first gods and how they meant to put those gods in Purgatory to like keep control of it, and like the Red Lady was created to keep the demons at bay. I feel like they didn't really show much of the first gods. Like we do not get any like information at all if like they're still alive or if they're even real at all. So I wish that was kind of added to Lost Gods, because we know for sure that demons are real because we have servants coming into Purgatory working with like the green coats, but we don't see like any like god blood or like any sign that there is like the higher ups or whatever, which was kind of I felt missing.
I think they mentioned at one point it was like it was a way of like Brom kind of melding all religions together, where he was basically just like those like the first ones, like they exist, and basically the souls that believe in that god like go to that god kind of vibe, which I thought was really interesting because it was like, I mean, honestly, I mean, one of the main themes of this book was like how powerful belief is and how like that was literally a currency that they were trading in.
Like this comment is so accurate.
Yeah, with Chet. Yeah.
It's so funny because everyone throughout the book is like, oh, this Chet guy, he's gonna ruin everything for us. And I'm like, this dude is doing nothing but existing within his circumstances.
He literally had that like, you know, knife that could cut through anything. Every time he lost that knife, it pissed me off because I was like, you need to keep track of that fucking knife, dude. It can cut through anything. What are you talking about? What do you mean you lost it?
And this is the guy who was supposed to have been in prison for like a few like years, months, right?
Yeah, for like selling weed or something.
And he learned the basic skills: don't lose your weapon.
I guess.
I mean, I think he sold it while he was like in high school, and then straight out of high school. So I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that old.
He wasn't like super into like drug dealing or something like that.
Fair enough. I'm talking about like while he was in prison, like a skill not obtained in prison.
I don't know.
Probably none.
Probably none.
Maybe he just sat in the bunk and didn't do anything. I don't know.
He was doing something. His wife's pregnant. I mean,
I think he was in prison, but he was like let off for like probation or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was like trying to build up his life again to like get to his wife or his girlfriend, because I think the dad filed a
restraining order.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that it took place in the 70s, which was
me too.
It was like, okay, we're going for 70s Southern Gothic vibe, which I thought actually kind of fit with the above world sequences. I really liked Lamia as a villain. I thought she was nasty and conniving, and I loved it. Like that realization that like all the ghosts were her own children that she killed and fed. super gross, super nasty. And I loved it. Like she just was I don't know. Like I thought the villains in this were very because like for me when I'm reading a book, if there's not like a good conflict, I get annoyed. And I thought like even though like maybe the arena sequence in the middle of the book technically wasn't that necessary, I for one loved it because number one, I'm a slut for like arena storylines in anime. Like if you have like an 8 episode or 13, 14, 20 episode arena story arc, I will watch the shit out of that season. I love it. Um, but yeah, I mean, you had Carlos, you had Veles, you had the demons, you had Limit. Yeah, there was a lot of conflict going on. And so even though Chet was kind of a boring character, having him like up against all these like really colorful different antagonists, I think worked to the benefit for me.
Oh, was I the only one who kind of predicted that? No, like it was kind of predictable for me when Sonoy was like gonna like betray him, cause
Yeah,
cause they were talking about how the grandpa shot Lamia, and then how he's also a bad guy because I forgot his reasoning, like Sonoy's reasoning, but I'm like that doesn't add up because we just found out Lamia is a bad person. So wouldn't the grandpa be a good person for shooting her? So
yeah, it was like there was enough things. It was weird because it was very much like, oh, this person knows what's going on. He's telling me the lay of the land, so I'm gonna trust him. And then like as the story was going on, I was like, ah, you know,
yeah, like I feel like the author tried to like keep that suspense of is the grandpa gonna be a bad person and like try to kill Chad along the way, but then I don't know, when we were first like introduced that small little chapter of Gavin's point of view, I was like, yeah, this guy is not bad at all.
That's interesting because I actually didn't pick up on that like twist right away. Like, because the first chapter where he's introduced and he sees Chet through that vision, I mean, he's literally just like slaughtering people because he's like numb. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And then like I kind of liked, I don't know, because to me his motivations were like very vague for most of the book because he was just kind of there with like the colonel and with Carlos, and he was just kind of like, you didn't really know how he felt, and it wasn't until like he actually met Chet, and then like you want to believe that he's being good, but then there's a couple moments where you're like, I don't know, is he playing him? I don't know. And so I kind of did like that back and forth, and I thought that like the reveal of like what actually happened, and like why he felt he had to kill his children because they were actually demons, like that was, I don't know. He was the one like character that I actually really liked. I liked Gavin.
Yeah, I did like Gavin too. I thought he was just like, he's been in purgatory for so long. I thought he was obviously like forgetting a lot of things. He didn't even know that he murdered his own children. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I was like, there's no way this guy is just completely bad. Like there has to be some sorts of reasons why he did what he did, especially knowing that like us as the readers knowing that Lamia is actually a bad person or a demon. So that's why from the start when I saw his little snippet, I was like, okay, this person cannot be all bad.
Yeah. So T, tell us some more tea. Because I mean, there's got to be more reasons why you rated it 1 star.
That was legit it. I think part of it, again, like I was in like a very fluffy mood. I was reading like so much fluffy romance. I got my ENT letter. I had my MRI. I was getting my health fixed. I was happy as a pod. I was at home. Now I'm back in Philadelphia. So, yeah, I think it was just like the vibes. I think it's just my expectation. I think that's what it really was. I was expecting like this epic adventure. We're gonna go save some people, and then it's just like, let's take a whole chapter on why I committed suicide. And I was like, oh, that's.
I forgot about that guy, honestly.
Not even that guy. Let's talk about Anna and how she allegedly killed the baby. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
It's
like
like dark.
if you read this physically, it'd be a lot better. But I'm not sure how much of like a physical book reader you are.
Yeah, how is the audio like narrator?
It was good. Do you want a sample?
Sure.
It wasn't
Wait,
terrible.
I don't. Can you stream
Oh
that?
yeah, let's not.
I don't think you
I
can.
don't want to get your monetization down. Let's
Oh
not.
yeah, let's not do some copyright strikes.
No, he was pretty legit. It was just a guy. Like there wasn't like a cast, just like a guy, and he was pretty decent. Like I wasn't bored of him. It was just like I was bored of the story.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Usually I get like really bored with fantasies if like it's an audiobook. I don't know, cause like if it's physically, like if I'm reading physically, I have like it has my full attention. But if it's on audio,
I'm mixed. I have like a lot of readings for class. Like I have like 100-page readings a day. So like at the end of the day, my brain and my eyeballs, no. So I gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I started this earlier than I thought I was going to because I started like 2 weeks ago because I was like, this book is gonna take me a while to get through. It's kind of chunky. And then I finished it in like 3 days. I could not put it down. And it had so many short chapters that like I just was blowing through it because I was like, oh, one more chapter. Oh, one more
90 chapters, yeah.
And then like I was like, oh, I just finished part 2. Let's start the next part. And then like I looked up, I was like, wait, I've been sitting here for how long? And so yeah, like I'm actually really excited to see what Brom does next after Slewfoot, just because I think he does have a lot of like really interesting ideas, and like I love horror, and so like I'm always about that like kind of twisted dark drama. And I like seeing the way, because it's weird because Slewfoot was the first book I ever read from him, and then I went back and I read The Child Thief and then Lost God. And it's interesting because his writing has developed so much since Child Thief and Lost Gods, and it's like really, really good now, I think. Like, and it has fixed some of the issues I had with Child Thief and Lost Gods.
They only have a hardcover as Sloop.
Yeah, it like
I'm not paying this much for it. Not paying it.
How much is it?
I think it's like $25 online right now, but this is like Amazon pricing, so
check
I don't know
Pango books. Check Pango.
Pango
or Thrift.
I'll do it later.
You're fine.
Yeah. It's worth it though. I love that book. It honestly, Slewfoot was one of my favorite books of last year. Yeah, like I like this book, Lost Gods, and like I would recommend it, but yeah, it's not going to end up on my favorites of the year.
I remember we had this discussion about I'm gonna keep it vague, and then if we want to talk about it on the internet, we can. Okay. But I think if I were inebriated with this book, I might have enjoyed myself a wee bit more. Oh,
yeah, I was gonna have some wine with this live show. Like, it's been a while since I've actually had wine during our vintage books and wine live show. I'm gonna do it, but I have to drive after this. So
I have to go to work after this.
Oh my gosh, that's insane! Why are the hard
$40
so much? That's insane. Oh my gosh,
it's even worse in the Philippines, honestly.
Yeah, thrift books when you can. Support ebooks. We love it. Yeah, I do think that Brom uploaded like some like PDFs of the artworks from the books so that you can like view them online if you don't have the physical copy, or like I always like when authors do that because they're like, oh hey, well, look
authors are just starting to add PDFs and audiobooks. I'm gonna see if it's in the audiobook.
Interesting.
I forgot what book it was. I think it was, I don't know, but I know people started to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I don't have that much more to say about the book.
Well, I have a lot to say.
Oh, Ace, go off.
Okay. So, anyways, I talked about briefly how like there's like humans and like souls trying to like create a system in purgatory, and I thought like, wow, that is so accurate, because even in real life, people like feed so much into a system, and like it seems like people can't just live without like having someone in power. Like that, like they keep saying that, oh, this is for our freedom. This is because, oh, there's slaves in being held by like demons and these gods, like we have to like kill them. And then it turns out in the end, like they're just taken over by another bad person. Like this need for like freedom, like it, I don't know, I feel like it kind of reflects to a lot of like how society is right now, how we're so quick to like take down whoever's like in control of like for example, like okay, I don't want to get too political, but I'm just saying like we always want to take down a current leader and call out the corruptness, but we don't have an actual like substitute for it, or like a solution for it. Like we're not offering an actual solution. We're just taking down things. And then just the part how like what's it called? I don't know what they're called anymore.
The green coats?
No. The who is it? I forgot the names. The one
Carlos, Gavin.
Colonel, yeah. Oh my god. He made me so uncomfortable. I was like, this is giving like white man, you know. White.
Yeah, I thought like I actually really liked the distinction because the colonel, he was the one leading the rebellion, and it seemed like he actually believed in like freeing the slaves, but by having to work with Carlos was like the super power hungry one who was like, oh, I don't care, I will work with demons and make all these back channel stuff to put myself in charge. Yeah, and I think
it's also interesting. Like the colonel kind of knew about Carlos like making deals with like the devil pretty much, but he still chose to ignore it because he knew that he would get what he want by having those deals. I was like, it's giving white man.
If it was formatted in a way, I guess it's just what I would like. If it was more POVs in the beginning, then you move along with those POVs to get to that ending. I felt like we were stuck on Chet for so long with the book that we couldn't go back to those POVs where it made some type of sense at the end, if that makes any type of sense.
Yeah, that is true. That like there was so much, like this book contains so much, like in terms of like addressing real life issues, and then just systems, and then the world building and the demons, and then the first gods and whatnot. Like there's so much to unpack, and then in the end we get just Chet's ending, which was okay, I guess. But yeah, I think that's one thing I really hope they resolve, like the author resolved, is how things would have gone, because I don't remember, like, do we actually get a resolution with the green coats?
With the what?
With the green coats? They just all die, right? And then that's it.
Yeah. Well, because Carlos died and like the demons and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if there was a sequel to this book, I would really love to read it. But like kind of like a spiritual sequel, not exactly following, but like set in the world and like maybe following a different character or something like that.
Yeah, it could just be like a short story, and then it just shows how like Purgatory is now. Because like obviously in here it sounds pretty terrible and whatnot, but maybe in a short story we'll see how that system has developed and how the gods are doing. I really wanted more of hell. That's one thing too.
She showed up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, not like hell the place, but like hell the god. Like she sounded so interesting and mysterious. I was like, ooh, she's definitely gonna like do something in the end. But then she didn't. So
yeah, the one thing I did want more gods, just because they kind of teased us with like the arena and like we saw a couple more, but it was really only Velis, Yevabog, and the Red Lady. Like those were like the 3 that we were mostly focused on, which I mean was fine because we got to see more of their personality and stuff. But like I wanted more of like these kind of uncaring godlike deities messing around with souls, because that would have been
also fun. I wanted to see the god that one person was talking about, the one that Chet met while he was in the arena, or like before the arena.
Yeah, I forget. I know you're talking about, but names escape me.
Yeah, but the god that he was worshiping also sounded interesting.
Oh, Otto, his god.
Yeah, because he talks about how he followed her around
like
his entire
voluntarily
life.
because he
Yeah.
loved her. Yeah.
But then I'm just gonna assume, I guess she's also dead.
Yeah, I think she is. I really liked Otto as a character. I wish he stuck around more because he was way more interesting than Chet was.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, we can have a companion who is like he like voluntarily is following and worshiping a god, which I thought was a very interesting POV because Chet was like, no. But this guy was like, yes, I need to do it for my goddess. And I was like, okay, he's a believer. Let's work with that. And then he died and it was sad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I tried so hard not to get attached to any of the characters because I know eventually they're probably gonna die some way, one way or another. But then Otto just died like within 10 chapters or so when he was introduced.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, like, I feel like I was kind of expecting at that point because, like, initially I thought it was going to be the trio. I thought it was going to be Chet, Anna, and Johnny.
That guy too. I did not expect his death to
and
be
then
so quick.
Yeah, he just kind of died, and I was like, oh shit, like they can like die. Which
I
thought
expect them to like die. I expect these characters to like not stick around at all because I don't know, the vibe of the book was just like, oh, you can die so easily. Like when Chet died in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, so this is what we're going for. So I was not like,
yeah, when
it
like he like turned around as a ghost and saw Lamia all like hunched and like shriveled, like feasting on his throat. I was like, okay. Super gross. Yeah,
do you like any characters?
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be a super fluffy mood for May for our horror book.
It'll be summer by then. I will have been like done with school and I'll be like in like a whatever mood. But that month, January, was just like rainbows, butterflies. I was legal this month. And then this was my birthday. And then my brain. Oh, I had a question. How did we think of like the magic system in this book? Was it pretty easy to grasp? Was it difficult? Like what did we experience? I don't think it was hard. I just felt like if we're gonna go so much in depth with this world building and like graphic development, we can go and spend a little more time on explanations of like belief systems and the spirituality of the book. How did we think of it so far? Or
I really liked the magic system. Well, like I thought the whole thing with the coins I thought was so cool. Like the Ka being just your kind of physical form that can be reformed because your soul is the Ba. And so as long as your Ba doesn't leave your head. And I thought that was so interesting because usually it's like, you know, your heart, if your heart dies, but like this, it's like it's in your head, your skull. And so like there could be like little headless people or not headless, but like just like heads, and their soul is still in their body because it's in their skull. I thought that was cool. And then I liked the coins being made of like their flesh, and they would have to eat the flesh to regrow it, which I thought was gross but cool. And then it also made it kind of creepier because like there were all those souls who like literally would just like tear in and just eat your body raw because they wanted to heal themselves, which I thought was it kind of made them like almost zombies but not. It was cool. I don't know.
Happy belated birthday, Shivas and Shells. Glad we have. Wait, are you an Aquarius or a Capricorn? I'm curious.
I forgot which anime, if it's Boku no Hero or Jujutsu Kaisen, that had that concept of healing yourself with your soul, with your Ba. I forgot which one it was, but it did kind of remind me of that. How like having a strong Ba, regardless of like it leaves you or not, then you can actually reform yourself physically with it. The 18th, my boyfriend's birthday was on the 18th.
So he's a cusp.
That's a Capricorn.
Well, it depends on when the sun, because you're.
Oh.
I don't know where Shivas and Shells live, so like it depends on like where you are. Because like if I was born I grew up in Tokyo, so like, if I was born in Tokyo, I was like different astrological sign.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. Oh,
started. Get us off.
But yeah, I
I'm
thought
boring. I was
the
born in
magic
California.
system was. Me too. I thought the magic system was really interesting and well done. I like the concept of how believing is, like Blake said, is a currency, and having believers or like worshippers are really what kept the gods alive. I feel like what is it? We really could have done more with a lot more gods rather than just the ones we had, because throughout the book we're only really sticking with two, which is Yevbog and then Velis, because the rest are just mentioned but aren't shown at all. So I really, or plus the Red Lady, but she's not technically a god. So I really wish we got more of the gods.
Because the title of the book is called Lost Gods.
Lost Gods,
expecting more of the god presence in this book.
Yeah.
That's why I really enjoyed it when we would get like scenes with like Velis and Yevbog. I thought they were so snarky. Like I love Velis's character. I don't know why, but he was giving, fruity vibes sometimes because of how
dear God, yeah.
because of how snarky he is. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, they were so petty and vain, and I was like, I'm here for this. Like, give me more like kind of annoying deities. I don't know. That's fun to me.
It is. I really wish we got more. Isn't it like all at least the gods I were mentioned are from different mythologies or religions, right?
I think the main gods in this book were made up. But
really?
Yeah, like Velis, Yevbog, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but like I think he stayed away from actual deities because I don't think he wanted to like offend anyone. So these were like super ancient deities that nobody is worshiping anymore, that kind of thing.
It says it's based. So Yevbog is based off on the great goddess of Teotihuacan.
Oh,
which is wrong. Goddess of the pre-Columbian Teotihuacan. Oh, it's Mexico. But like way before it was Mexico.
It is.
Incans, Aztecs.
Now I'm gonna look at Velis.
I was so happy.
Oh, Velis is a Slavic god.
Oh.
Okay.
Slavic gods.
The more you know. Never mind.
Oh, this is so interesting. Wait, there's a comment. Yeah, I really like their scenes. Chet was just such a boring, like, main protagonist. Like, I enjoyed everything but Chet.
No, I agree with that. Like, he it was just very basic, like, very kind of the hero's journey archetype, which is fine. But yeah, it was funny because in a book that was so like colorful and vibrant, he was just kind of meh. Also, it was very interesting because I think going into this book, I was expecting more of a horror or like more of a horror vibe, but it was definitely more of a fantasy vibe. Like it was kind of like a dark fantasy, but like I would say it felt more along the lines of like a fantasy novel than a horror novel. Like
the beginning, like before Chet died, I was expecting like that chapter with Lamia like basically eating him. I was expecting more of the vibe of that chapter throughout the book, but it kind of got lost and it became definitely like a dark fantasy book. But overall, it was still a pretty good book. So
yeah,
I didn't
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just I was kind of going. I was like, ooh, I want like a super dark horror, and it was kind of funny at times.
There was like a huge shift once he like crossed that river.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. What about you, T?
I can't say if it was funny or not. And y'all two both know that I have a very morbid sense of humor. I was just like,
I do.
So like I was just like, I'm here. I'm gonna do my assignment, and like I considered DNF, and I was like, but if I DNF, I won't have shit to talk about. I want to have my shit ready to talk about, and here I am, just like,
hey, it wouldn't have been the first time somebody in the book club DNF'd a book.
Stop. And you rarely DNF books, so like that was like
I never DNF books.
I mean,
yeah,
it's understandable. If you're not vibing with it, then you're not vibing with it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be my quota for the month, so I
This is a safe space for DNFing, okay? Just
I'm glad
for
to
the
know.
future.
I'm glad to know this because
Yes, if we're uncomfortable, you can DNF a book. No shame, no pain.
solid. But yeah, I might Wikipedia sleuth it and see how that book is.
It like to me that book is the better version of this book because it has a very strong character. The main character, her name is I think it's Tabitha. She is it's in the 18 or the 1600s, like in New England. So very, if you've seen The Witch, those are the vibes. And like she is like kind of a strong, fiery woman, and like does not vibe with the current society. And they kind of don't like her because of that. And then something happens to her husband, and she meets this ancient god who doesn't remember who he is. And everybody thinks that he is like the devil, and she kind of believes that maybe he can be more than that. And so it's like about their friendship, and then also there's like some dark twisted magic pagan stuff happening in the background, and then you have like the horror of, you know, misogyny and witch hunts and all this kind of stuff. And it was very good. I loved it a lot.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wait
for the paperback, Ace.
Final
What?
thoughts?
Final thoughts, or just like do everything else to talk about?
Yeah, no, I think unless Ace, you had anything else that you wanted to say?
Oh, not really. I mean, I honestly finished the book really early, so I'm like still recalling a lot of the things. I flew through this book. Okay, there's nothing to do at work.
Dang. I mean, that's kind of a good problem to have, no?
Yeah, because that means I can read like all these books I have.
You know, our TBRs are very short, Ace. So.
They are.
No, mine is like a mile long. It's ridiculous. But yeah, anyways, so my final thoughts are I really like this book. I would highly recommend it. And yeah, 4 stars.
I recommend it if you like that movie that I keep forgetting the title to.
Legion.
Yeah.
It gives that vibe, but then I also hated that movie, so it balances out, you know.
No, I enjoyed that movie as a child.
A child?
How long did that movie come out?
Like 2008, I think.
I was like 8. Yeah,
Oh my God,
so I watched it when I was like 8.
My God, you must have been traumatized.
No, I wasn't. I enjoyed that movie.
When the grandma crawls up on the ceiling, that scared me.
That didn't scare me. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But that didn't scare me. I was just like, dang, what else could happen in this movie?
Oh my God. Ace, we're gonna have so much fun in May with My Heart is a Chainsaw.
I'm scared.
I can't wait.
I'm scared.
Honestly. Okay, we'll probably announce June's book during our next live show, so be prepared for that. Yes,
that's me.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Persuasion's next month.
Yes, that's right. Persuasion is next month, and it's gonna be on Tiana's channel. It'll be super exciting. First time reading a Jane Austen book, so.
Oh, me too.
Me too. Actually, it's gonna be everyone's first. Yeah.
Oh my God! What? Wow, we're gonna have a great time.
I said Matthew probably.
Yeah, but that
Matthew's read everything.
English lit major, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Goodbye.